Good morning. I am late on my Soap Talk Tuesday. It's actually Wednesday morning. So therefore I want to go ahead and do this. I meant to do it the weekend, was just really busy and didn't take the time to do it, and then meant to do it Monday and forgot, and then it was too late. So I really don't have a lot to talk about today. I did get a new embroidery machine, which has nothing to do with soaping, but that's what I've been spending a lot of my time doing, so I'll just tell you about that a little bit. I have the Brother, and it is the Persona, which is the PRS 100. So I've been playing around with it a lot. I have it on my soaping table, but I have ordered a table for it. I'm just waiting for the table to come in, and it will actually go into another room. I just don't have room for it in here, and my soap room is actually a mess because I had to move everything off the table to have room for this. But I did embroider this. It's a Christmas gift. I embroidered that, and I embroidered my son's name on his shirt. And I've embroidered some other things. Some things haven't turned out so great. Some things have turned out better than others. It's just kind of, it's a learning curve. You have to figure it out. I embroidered something for my daughter. I don't have it in here right now. I embroidered this little jacket for my son. He goes to work with my husband, so he wears the little jacket. But I haven't learned how to do the applique, but that's on my list next. I think I pretty much have the embroidery part as far as names and things down. But I want to do applique, so I'm already starting on that. Now, as far as, well, one other thing. I'm going to be making a video on how to make brown sugar. And I'm going to be using molasses and sugar. And whenever I've been wanting to make it, just haven't taken the time. So I'm going to try to get this done and get a video up of how to use molasses and sugar to make brown sugar. So there's my molasses waiting for me to do it. Now, one thing I do want to talk about is I created this box, and this is just a great way that I've come up for me to organize my stuff. I kind of found that when I needed labels, I kind of had them stuck on my shelves, and I needed my shelf space for containers of things, shea body butter and sugar scrubs and soaps, and so I really needed to be able to organize my soap room a little better, and I needed that shelving space to do that. I put all my molds on one shelf. I'm still not as organized as I want to be, but it is a lot better as far as the shelves are concerned. So what I did is I already had this, so it was in the closet, and I already had the little hanging shelves, and I already had these things. So I made the little labels on it, and then I went ahead and cut apart, my daughter and I actually cut them and she put them in the bags. I cut apart the labels that I use for each soap, and I put them in these little bags. Now these are Christmas bags because I bought them on sale last Christmas for like 20 cents for a box of 100 or something. So I use these for all kinds of stuff. But and that little writing right there is on the bag. But there's the label. I put it in here. There's 2 bags of them because I had a bunch. I had already printed these out, and I just put them in there so that they're ready for me to grab them. And I did all of them the same way. Now when you get to my sugar scrubs, I have printed out these labels. So the labels are actually in there, and what I do is I cut them and I put tape across them, and so that they will be waterproof, and I won't have to worry about it smearing. So that's what I did. Some of them that I don't sell anymore, I didn't cut. Like this is a strawberry soap that I don't even make anymore, don't sell. But I hated to throw them away, so I didn't cut these. And these are my old cigar band wraps that I don't use anymore. I just left them down in there. But I organized them by alphabetical order. And that way it makes it easy for me to find them and easy for me to get them when I need them. Now the front folder, I can't remember what was in here. Oh, this was my my sheets that I made to go on the boxes. And I printed out, I have a bunch of these printed, and that I just have right here in the front, so when I get ready to make boxes, I'll have that. And I actually do need to make another box of that because I have a store that a place that requested a box. So I need to go ahead and do that by this weekend. But this was a great little box. I'm not sure how much I paid for it because, like I said, I've had it in the closet. You probably could find these at yard sales. This one I actually got at Walmart, if I'm not mistaken. It has the top up here. I'm not sure why that one's in here. But I keep my pen, I keep my ruler from when I was measuring my bars. Now, I have ordered me a Bud Hefner, I think it's his last name, cutter that my husband's buying for me for Christmas. So, hopefully I won't need that anymore, but I'll need it for other things. But my moisturizing lip balm labels, here they are. I just did a little clip on them to hold them together. These were some extras. They wouldn't fit in the clip, and I didn't want to mess them up, so I just left them loose. I'll get some more clips and put on that. My extra little tags. It's just kind of a way to keep me a little more organized. This was back when I used to I would hang my labels on my sugar scrubs, and I used these little stretchy things and stretched it across the jar lids. So those are extras. This is the way I do my sugar scrubs now. I do them this way with the label there, and then the name and directions on the back. And I just put these labels across, and I put tape across the top of them. Seems to be working fine so far. Now, I am noticing, you know, as I go along and I'm learning different tricks and things that make things easier for me, I am changing the way I do things, but so far those things are working. But this has kind of been really, really nice, and I did get a little 3-tier shelf from a yard sale, and I'll try to see if I can show you that really quickly. Whoop. Okay, that little shelf in the corner, I have to bend you down. I have soaps on the bottom, and I have little trays with soaps on them, soaps on there. And the white boxes are my boxes that I put the labels on and put my soap in. And I keep this right here, which I probably could find somewhere else to keep it. If I need that space, I will. And then this is just another tray of soap that's actually curing. It's almost ready. And then I'll be ready to bag it up. So that little shelf right there came from a yard sale. I think I paid the lady $5. So it works for what I need. You see I have my threads on the floor too. But I'll be organizing that stuff later. Now, I was going to talk a little bit about super fats. I had someone ask the question about, you know, how do you do your super fats? So I'm going to see if I can get me in here, because every time I do the video I cut me out, and not that I really want to be in a video, but I do my super fats at the end of the cook. And there's some controversy, and this is a personal preference as to how you do it. So you know, I'm not gonna get into the, well, this one's better and this one's not. I'm just gonna tell you the logic behind both of them, and then you can decide for yourself. Some people think that there's not a way to control the oils that the lye uses to make the soap, and the extra oil that's left over is considered the super fat. And when doing cold process, you have to add all of your oils up front. You can't save any oils for the end, because the saponification process takes place in the mold. So there's no way to control that. And some people say that you can't control it anyway, so why even worry about it? But so some people don't worry about saving out some oils. They just calculate their recipes with their super fat, and they add all of those oils up front, and then they just let it go through the process. And they say that you can't control it, so it doesn't really matter. But some people say you can control it, and that if you let the soap go through the process first, then you add the oils at the end, that those oils that you specified for the super fat at the end of the cook will be left over in the soap for your skin. So That being said, like I said, there are people that think that you can't do that, and there are people that say you can do it. Now, that's up to you to decide which one you agree with. I personally like to control my superfats, and whether it works or not, that's fine. But that's what I decide to do. And so what I do is I choose the oils that I want for the soap, to make the soap. I put those in first with the lye and let it do its process. It cooks through. By the time I'm finished, the lye process is over with the cook. There's no lye left, so the lye can't interact with the oils. And then I save my good oils that I really want to be left on the skin, and I add those in at the end. Now, you're not going to have oily skin. It's not like that, but it's just enough of it that it will moisturize and condition your skin enough that you know it makes for healthy skin. So I put like coconut oil, I put olive oil, shea butter, cocoa butter, vitamin E, glycerin at the end. And then I know that the lye is not going to eat all that up and use it. It's going to be left over in the soap to help make a really, really great bar of soap. Now, like I said, some people don't agree with that. They say, nope, there's no way to do that. When you put it in, you have no way of controlling it. And that's a personal choice. I suggest that you do a little bit of research on it. If you decide that you don't like adding everything at the end, you don't think that's beneficial, then that's fine. I don't argue with people or other soapers about that. It's up to you. Different soapers do different things all the time, and it's just kind of what works best for you. And I have found that it works best for me to add my super fat oils and butters at the end of the cook. It's just what I prefer to do. If it helps, good. If it doesn't, that's just what I chose to do. So like I said, I don't really want this video to be about getting in a debate with people or soapers about which one's best or which one works or which one doesn't. I like to always just say there are different ways of doing things, and it's up to the individual soaper how you choose to do it, and that's your choice. You know, that's fine. But like I said, this is not for CP, which is cold process, because cold process you have to add all the oils in the beginning. You just mix it enough to emulsify it, and then you pour it in the mold, and then the lye does its work in the mold. So there's no way to separate oils out when you're doing it that way. But when you're doing HP, which is hot process, you can do that. You don't have to. You can measure out all your oils, put in your super fats, put everything in the crock, and then pour your lye in on top of it. And then some oil will be left over in the end for the super fat, the extra oil will. But like I said, I choose to measure mine out separately and add them at the end so that the lye is not eating away at those good oils that I really want to be left over on my skin. If you have questions about that, I'd be glad to answer them. Like I said, it's just a personal choice, a preference, and you have to decide which way you lean toward. If you make cold process, it's not an issue. If you make hot process, then you have to decide. Do I really think it's beneficial to save out oils, or do I even want to mess with it? Do I just want to dump them in and be done with it? That choice is totally up to you. Like I said, this is just something that I decide to do. But I had someone ask about the super fats, and so I wanted to clarify that and just kind of shed a little light on my thinking. And it may not be totally correct, but that's the way I think about the super fats. And like I said, what you put in a super fat is up to you. I love shea butter. I love cocoa butter. I love olive oil. I love coconut oil. I don't use lard as a super fat because that's just not something I think would be great. It might be great. Some other people may use it. I have no idea, but I just don't. So, like I said, that's just totally up to you. Now, while I've got these out, actually I'll save that for next week. So, there's my soap tip Tuesday/Wednesday. I hope you enjoyed it. Sorry it was late, and I'll try to be on time next week. Thanks for watching. Make sure you give me a thumbs up, leave a comment. I'm enjoying reading all of the comments and responding. Please watch the ads. It helps me out. And I will see you next week.